Some people wonder, will I lose weight during awakening? I think the answer is that it depends. What's happening during awakening is that the thoughts and emotions and beliefs that created your behaviors, that promoted certain behaviors, change. Some of the beliefs fall away, and so some of the thoughts fall away, and then some of the emotions fall away. So if you have a belief that leads to thoughts and emotions that lead you to eat unhealthily or too much, or lead you to not exercise, it's possible that you might lose weight. You might stop having the thoughts that say, go to the fridge when you're feeling sad. Or you might just not have the sad feeling in the first place. So these thoughts just don't arise. So I do think a lot of emotional eating may stop during awakening. However, I do want to share what's been happening to me during awakening, and that is that I've been gaining weight. For much of my life, I've had insecurities about my weight, as many women do, as many people do. And this led to shame first, and then controlling behaviors that kept me from eating when the thoughts told me to eat. So I had a lot of control and restriction and dieting that kept me a certain weight, a healthy weight. And when I started waking up, the ability for me to control my behavior, to impose any sort of restriction on what was just flowing, just happening, went away. And so my underlying eating habits actually reemerged. I started to eat in unhealthy ways, and the shame that used to prevent me from doing this was also gone. So even though I'm gaining weight during awakening, I no longer have very much shame about it. And I no longer have the ability to diet, really. Another interesting thing that happened prior to awakening, I was like a gym rat. I would go to the gym all the time. I would lift weights. I was in really, really good shape. And then at some point, I stopped being able to go to the gym entirely. It was like the motivations that led to that behavior were fake. They were just me wanting my body to look a certain way, or me wanting to reduce the sense of shame I had about my body's natural shape. And when I began to wake up, I stopped going to the gym for, I think it was like a year and a half. Now, more recently, I suddenly started going back to the gym. But this time, there's no motivation under it. There's no reason for it. There's no shaming myself to go, and there's no desire for any particular outcome to arise as a result of exercise. So it's happening on its own in a much more enjoyable way. So the answer to whether or not we gain or lose weight during awakening really depends on the patterns, beliefs, thoughts, and emotions that have maintained our particular eating habits. And those will change. That's much more likely. But the way in which they do depends on your own unique melange of thoughts and emotions and mental structures. So I hope that's helpful. I think my experience may be kind of opposite to what some other people have experienced. So I think it's useful to consider that both things, both gaining weight and losing weight, could occur. What about you? Have you had any weight changes as you've moved into and through awakening?